So that's about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into our class today. Let's not talk any much nothing about that. Okay. So yeah, coming to the today's class. Okay, we have seen our first program in HTML. So that program has discussed about the p tag, about the header tags, and a break tag and a horizontal rule tag. Okay, that was the previous class. Now today's class we talk more about the control on the text we use. Like say now you want to make a particular portion of the text bold. Okay, you want to make a particular portion of the text italics or underline or striked off or small, big, subscript, superscript. So it's called actually control in the text is called text formatting. So you see this text formatting in your Word documents, right? The same kind of text formatting you can achieve using HTML2. Okay, so that's about we talk about today, and the next thing we talk about today is the how to put images onto the browsers. So this is much fascinating, images on the browser, and this is where you feel you're actually into learning HTML. Okay, and the next part is how to navigate across different pages using links. Okay, so these are the things which we're going to learn in today's class. So I'll just tell you guys what's really important. So putting the images and links is very important. So if you miss this out, then you're missing out HTML. You can't learn HTML without these two. Coming to the text formatting, I don't say it's that much important. I mean, even if you skip this text formatting, there's no issues in it, but still, uh, it's better to learn everything in the course, right? So that's the reason, I don't suggest that skip this. But yeah, that's of now not so important. But coming to the images and the links, they are really important. Okay, you're not supposed to skip these topics. So whomsoever out there in the recorded recorded section too, so don't skip these classes. Learn as soon as they come out on the YouTube, so that may help you, in coincidence with the live class. That's what I suggest really here. Okay, so coming to the text formatting tags, what kind of text formatting tags we have a strong stands for bold. Okay, every text formatting tag is a paid tag. Okay, just remember this. Formatting tag is a paid tag. That means they have a closing and a they have an opening and a closing tag. Alright, so that's a text formatting tag. So what kind of tags we have? We have strong, we have M, we have INS, we have del, we have superscript, we have subscript, and we have address, we have pre, we have KBD. This is very important these days, and we have center. This is not that important, but yeah, you can still go for it. And we have small. This is also important these days. Everywhere you see these tags actually. Okay, and and what are the tags we have? We have other like computer core, and we don't really need them, but these are the most important text formatting tags which are really helpful for us, and out of which again we can prioritize these tags. Okay, like strong is really important. I don't really consider using M, and INS is an important tag. Keyboard, well, yeah, where it is used. Okay, I'll just show you the difference, then you will get to know. I'll tell then. KBD is for keyboard. KBD stands for keyboard tag. Like, it looks like, you see this font, the keyboard font, it looks like exactly the same. So it's just a formatting, the kind of. Okay, you'll see the difference, no issues in that. Okay, then and then pre is very important. Again, small. So whatever the tick marks out there, they are really important tags. So you are supposed to remember only strong, INS, pre, and small, and the rest, it's up to your choice. You can write them down somewhere else, and use them appropriately. And again, one more thing I suggest here is, practice. That's the only thing you can learn any any language or any subject. Okay, so don't forget, you don't have to create exceptional websites. I say, for practice, what you are supposed to do is like just repeat whatever I'm doing here. That's it, without you know without watching the video, after watching the video, and after downloading the file. So do it 3 times. First, just put your memory into action, like whatever you come to the class you see it. But if you're there out with the recording classes, yeah, watch it once. Watch it once, the recorded live class. Then start practicing, blindly start typing everything and just compare 2 files. Okay, as it is. I say as it is, right? As it is, and then compare the files. Okay, where am I going wrong? you know where is, how come this particular tag is working? So you will get to know a lot of things only while practicing. Okay, so that's about the text formatting tags. And shall we go ahead and see the text formatting tags now? Yeah, so let's see a real program here. So I'm going to share my screen here. Can you see the screen here? So this was the first program we have seen the other day. We have learned quite a few tags. Okay, and I told you guys that these tags are uh, the default, the mandatory ones, right? If you guys can remember that part, like, so learn HTML in 5 days. That's what it stands for. LHI5D means. Okay, text.html. Nothing fancy. Okay, our HTML, or let's say tutos live HTML text formatting tags. So now here, okay, let's start with okay, just a paragraph here. So I'd like to alright, so okay, actually that was a paragraph and this was a paragraph, no issues in that. So let's just go ahead here. Okay, this is our file. So okay, this is it. This is a simple text over there. Okay, let's do one more thing here. So saved it, refresh. Okay, that's it. Okay, now let's start our text formatting. So here I'll use center. Okay, so I center. So let's see what center actually does. You can see here it is aligned to the center. It has been aligned to the center. Okay, so if I minimize that, you'll get to know that this has been aligned to the center. Okay, let me just put some more content here, or let's just remove this stupid content here, and let's write, hey, you have come to this live. Please attend the live class for a better. So you can see it here, it's in the center. Alright, that's about the center tag. Now I would like to just make this thing bold. Okay, tutos live bold. So what is the tag to make it bold? Strong is the tag. So strong implies that make this content or make this text, okay, strong. Let's see now. I'll just refresh this. Okay, I'm gonna increase the zoom. So here I'm zooming it. You can see it here. This has been, bold. Now coming to the live class here, I want to make it as italic. So what is the tag to make it italic? EM. EM stands for emphasis. Emphasis means, okay, the semantic meaning of italic. So let's see that. Now it has been changed to italic. Okay, now here I'll just strike the please. Okay, so how do I strike the please? We have a tag called del. Okay, del. Okay, let's see now. I've saved it and go here and refresh. You can see here it has been striked off. Del stands for delete, so that means, okay, it has been deleted. Then I'll say you must. Okay, then I say you must. So I refresh here. See here it has come, and I would like to underline you. I would like to underline you. Okay, just give me a second here. Back. I'm sorry. I got a call, an important one. So yeah, what I really wanted here is that, I would like to underline this you. Underline, bold, italicized. Okay, everything. Let's see. So underline is ins. So let's first check that. ins. So see that here, ins stands for underline. Okay, that's the semantic meaning of underline. Okay, that's about it. So I can even make that, bold by using strong. So what I do here is strong. So let's see. Now you see it has been. You must understand the live class for a better learning. That's what I imply to say. Right. So what are the other tags we have? Strong is over, em, ins, del, and okay, center. This is all done. Okay. So now coming to this small part. Okay, where we gonna use this small. Okay, I'll show you that now. Now here, after the p, h1 tag. Okay, welcome to Tudos Live. Okay, learn faster, better, and easier. So I've just written a h1 tag over there. So let's just see now. Okay, you see here, welcome to Tudos Live, learn faster, better, and easier. Now what my intention is to show this learn faster, better, and easier in a small font. Okay, I don't want that big font. So what I do here is I use a small tag. Small, and I refresh. Now you see it has been done. So it looks pretty much good when we just go here. It looks the same, but okay, let's use h3 instead of h1. So just to show the difference. Okay, so h3. Now you can see it here. It's in a small tag small size than the major one. Okay, so let's go with the h1 itself so that it looks bigger. Alright, so that's about the small. Okay, and yeah, you have asked for the then okay, let's just see now. So you guys have studied about the mathematical equations, right? Like say a1 plus a2 equal to a3. Okay, you have at some point of time you have seen this particular equation in your mathematics. So let's just get here and see. You can see it here, a1 plus a2 equal to a3. But in general, what I really would like to see is that a subscript 1, okay, plus a subscript 2 equal to a subscript 3. It's pretty much simple here. So subscript, sorry, sub, right? Let me just use center here. Alright, so let me just refresh this. You can see it here now. Okay, so let us just use that in a H2. I can do that, no issues. So you can see it here, right? And you are also seeing something in your mathematics again, that okay, so let me just use another P here, another paragraph. So sometimes in your way back you have seen this a plus b whole square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, right? Did you guys see this? Right, sometimes in your I don't remember the class, but yeah, but this is not the exact way, right? I said square. Square means it should appear over the top. So how do I do it? I do using sup, superscript. Sup, sup. That's it. And let's use this again in center and h2. And you see that a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2a, right? So that's about that. Now coming to another thing, address. Okay, so let's see the last tag, address. So I'll just write directly here. I'm not writing anything like the p or anything here. So address. So what I do here is, this is my address. Okay, if anybody wants to visit me, you can visit me at this address. Alright, so this is my address. So let's just see what it really does there. So you can see it here. It's just, the representation. I don't say it really turns everything into address, but it is just a representation. Okay, my address should look like this, but nothing much, no fancy, no, even let's say I write it like this, I refresh, it's still the same. Okay, it doesn't really do anything over there. For that I'm supposed to use a br. So coming to these tags, these are just semantic tags, like they just you know, make them look like the actual name, like strong is for bold. Okay, ins is for underline. So something, a real meaning, I call a semantic meaning. That's the only thing, only reason why we use these tags. In general, they don't have much significance, they just format, that's it. As the name suggests, text formatting tags. Okay, so how much we are done now? We are done with this and this and this, so and this too. So we are only left with pre and kbd. Okay, so let's see pre now. So I'll just remove this. Okay, now pre is nothing but pre-formatting. Pre-formatting means no formatting at all. It looks like whatever you have typed, whatever you type, like say I N D I A. Okay, I've typed it like this, India. Okay, now let's see here. You see that? Do you see that? Okay, it appears like that. So no formatting at all. I did not use a br tag, I didn't use anything. Whatever I type here, okay, whatever I type here, it appears like that. So that's the beauty of pre-tag. Pre-tag will display no formatting at all, no formatting, just plain. Even the browser, it won't let the browser to interpret anything. Whatever is which is in between these two tags, show it like that as it is. Okay, so let me just copy this and I'll show you the difference between the pre-tag and this. So here I type like that. You see this one here, that one which is outside the pre-tag, and this is inside the pre-tag. Okay, so let's use KBD. Okay, KBD, where do you use? I mean, you have asked the question, where do we really use KBD? So KBD is actually used with code. Let's say, okay, I'll just show you here. You see that these are the keyboard representations. So if I type something with keyboard, okay, it looks like, it looks like a computer code. Let's say, okay, let's write another thing here. Okay, so I'll show you KBD. So you guys, most of you guys know which language, programming language. So I'll type here PHP. Okay, so just for the sake of it, for some time, I really don't want to show you guys. So here PHP dollar name. So don't worry about anything, you'll learn everything in PHP. Dollar name equal to tutos live. Okay, and I'll say echo dollar name. So okay, so let's just see this here. I refresh. Where is it? Oops, what happened to this? Just give me a second. Why is this not working? Give me a second here, let me just debug. What does it comment out? Okay, let me not use PHP. Okay, let me not use PHP, and there is something mistake. Okay, it's not taking center tag inside the p tag. That's another mistake. Okay, you can see it here, it looks like the actual code. If you can see it here, it looks exactly the same like this. The font variations or anything. So that's where KBD is really used. So if you want to display a piece of code on the browser, okay, most people go with KBD. So KBD is really very useful while displaying, the code part of your web page. Okay, and address is used to display the address part on your web page. And I'll tell you about pre, when to use pre. Pre is very useful in PHP. Okay, and you guys know when to use these other text formatting tags. Yes, any questions here? Any questions? No? Okay, let's just take a small break here, and after I come back we'll talk about, the image and the link tag. So let's take a small break, a 2-minute break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay. Hey guys, yeah, the class is going on. Yeah, there was a break, small short break. So we were just discussing the text formatting tags. That is it. Alright, so yeah, I'm back here. So how's the day going, guys? So it's been just started. I know it's not even noon, but how's the day? How's the weather like? Yeah, Rafiq? Oh yeah, I just came from a break. There was a break. So this means that there's a break. Okay. So yeah, let's get into our class. So the next important tab, like this has been completed. Okay, now the next is how do we put images on the browser. So today if you can take any web page, any website, okay, you go anywhere, you see images, right? You see profile pictures, you see pictures being shared, you see these logos, okay. So there are a lot of picture talking going on around in the websites in today's world, right? So how come these designers can put those images on the web pages? So I call designers people who are dealing with HTML. They are designers actually. So how could they be able to put the images on the browser? So our next topic is that. So how do we put images on the browser? It's pretty much simple. I mean, it's not as complex as it looks like on the browser, but there is an image tag in HTML. Okay, so image tag will put the image, and it's just an unpaid tag. So what is an unpaid tag? An unpaid tag is self-closing tag, or it doesn't have any closing tag. Okay, so image means whenever a browser encounters this particular tag, then it realizes that okay, hey, there's an image over here, but where is the image? Where should I pull the image from? That is where the src comes. So this is our first tag we are discussing, which has an attribute, right? So if you guys can go back to the previous class, I was talking about the attributes in the previous class. You can go to the videos. Okay, so this is the first tag where there's an attribute, and that attribute here is called src. Src stands for source. So where is the source of image? When the source, like where is the image? So now it's pretty much clear to us that this src's value must be path to that image. Okay, that means the image path, src must be the path to that image. And there is another attribute to the image tag, that is alt tag. Alt tag is something, I'll show you in a while what exactly is alt tag. This is nothing but the image name. So the value you give over there in the alt attribute is nothing but the image name. Suppose for instance, okay, I'll just show you guys how it really works out there. Okay, so this is that simple to put an image over there. Right, shall we go ahead and see the program on the image tag? Yep. Okay, fine. I'm gonna share my screen here, so just let me know if there are any difficulties in looking at my screen. So you guys can see the screen here, right? So this was what we have discussed until now. These are all the text formatting tags. Okay, so we have discussed all these text formatting tags, and don't worry, the video is coming out, so you don't have to worry, Rafiq and Buns are watching the video. Okay, so yeah, now let's go ahead here. This is the source. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna open a new program here. So whenever this is mandatory, I told you guys the other day, then there's a body. Say this as learn HTML in 5 days underscore image dot html. So this is Tutos Live image tag, or Tutos Live HTML image tag. So here, okay, so here I put something, an image. I said src, okay, and a self-closing tag. Alright, so coming to here, let's just go ahead and download some images here. So Google, so tell me what is the image I'm supposed to download. So we have a movie releasing tomorrow, right? So let's, or today I guess, right? So that was a Telugu movie actually previously, and now they're dubbing it into Hindi. Okay, here actually we take this. Okay, this is not a. Or okay, let's just take these cartoons. They are really good. Why should we go for movies? Okay, so I'm gonna take this one and this one, and and which one do we take here? Okay, this one's good too. So yeah, that's enough. So here, let me just save this, save image as. Okay, and where is this? It's here, programs. So what I really do is, I just put all the images in my images folder. Okay, remember this, you have supposed to do this. Okay, so save all your images in the images folder only. So I'm gonna save this too. So kicking, and I'm gonna save this too. Perfect kick. Okay, and yeah, that is it. Then I'm gonna take few more images. I have some of my images here. So let me just go here. Okay, I'll just take one of my image also. So here in the programs, in the images, paste this, and I'm gonna remake this as me. Okay, now you can you guys point it out, this called jpg file, and this is a gif file, and this is a gif file, and this is again a jpg file. Okay, so images are also of different types. These are called types, but everything is on the top is an image, but behind that, okay, they are different types of files. Okay, so just remember that. So what are the types of images we got here are jpg, sometimes you also call as jpeg them, then there is a png, and then there is gif. Okay, so these are the four types of images which we can really see. I mean, types of images. Okay, so remember this thing. Okay, this is an important point. So don't ask me what is jpg, jpeg, png, and gif. And sometimes a bitmap, I don't think so the people are using bitmaps these days. I guess GIF stands for graphic. I don't know. I'll come back with the full forms tomorrow. I do remember, but I can't recollect. Okay. So yeah, coming to here. Where are the images? Can you guys see the screen? So where are the images? The images. Okay, let me just rename it as small case, not the big case here. So remember this, always small case. Oops, it still takes us uh, the windows. Sometimes it's stupid. Images slash. Okay, let me just first go with my images slash me.jpg, right? So okay, let me just show you guys, this is my file. Okay, and the images are in a folder which is next to it. Okay, images are in a file which is next to it. All right, so let me just go here, and you can see it here. Now that's my image over there. It's coming out well and nice. So what I do here is alt is, I'll just type mine in there. Okay, and I'll write a h3. This is me, your tutor at tutor slide. You can see it. I can combine now both images and stuff. Now what I want to do is I want to control the width of it. So how do I control the width of it? I have another attribute called width, and I'll say 200 pixels. Okay, width is always in pixels. Now you can see here it has been scaled down to 200 pixels, and the height is equally scaled, like in proportion, right? So let me just increase that to 250 pixels. So here I'm refreshing this. Okay, now I'll say h3 kick. So we have another image right there, image src equal to images slash kick.gif. That was a gif file. Alt equal to kick. So let's not use width here, let's just see. Okay, you can see it here. Yeah, kick is coming too. So let's just control the height of this now. Height equal to 100 pixels. I'm not using width here, I'm using a height here. So let me just refresh this. You can see it here, it has been equally proportional, like the width is to height ratio is maintained, and the height is made to be 100 pixels. All right, okay, now let's use another image here, h3 or h2 kicking img src equal to images slash kicking.gif, right? Alt equal to kicking. Now I would like to use both width. Okay, let's just see it first. So I've saved it, I'll just refresh this. You can see here kicking. Right, this guy is kicking. Nice. So I'll control first the width equal to, now let's increase the width. Okay, let's increase the width to 400 pixels. You see the image has been increased. Okay, you guys, let's just take it to 700 pixels. 400 is very small. You can see it here, it has been increased, right? But the resolution, it gets blurred. Now I'll say I also give height now. Height equal to 50 pixels. Remember, the attributes are all in single quotes, right? The attribute and its value, sorry, the value is all in single quotes. So let me just refresh this. Now you can see here the height is 50 pixels and the width is 700 pixels. So I can control both. I can control both the height and the width of the image. Okay, so now coming to the alt part, right? So I told you guys when to use alt. So now here I'll say me1.jpg. Do I have me1.jpg file in my images? Do I have me1? No, right? So I don't have. So let us see what happens here. You can see it here. The alt will come up now. When there is no image, okay, the image is broken and the alt will be shown over there. So let's say I don't have alt now. Okay, I'm removing this alt. Okay, I'm removing that alt. So let's see what happens. See now, nothing has been shown over there. So that's the reason people use alt over there to see. I can see that, and that's it. Okay, this is about images. This is really important, images. So this is how we put images on the browser. So let's use our last image to waste. So here I'll say h3 perfect kick img src equal to images slash perfect kick. Is there a space between perfect and kick? Yes. But usually you're not supposed to give spaces in files. Okay? So remember that. You can use underscore. You can use underscores. Okay? So remember that point. Dot jpg alt equal to, let's say, perfect kick. So let's not use anything over there, any width and height. Oh, what happened? Okay, spelling mistake. It's not perfect. I misspelled it as perfect. See it here? Yeah. So this is how I can really display images on the browser. Usually they display their original height and width. So you can also control that height and width using width and height attributes. You can give them, both. If you give one, it will get adjusted to the other. Like, it's always proportional. But if you don't want proportional, if you want them to be displayed as you wish, let's say as a 150 pixel is the height for our third image over there. Now you see this. It's somewhat better, right? So let's say 1200 pixels. Now you can see it here, 1200 pixels, right? Then I'll say 550 pixels is the height. So I go there, I go here, I refresh, and now I see it's a much better picture, right? So that's about the images. Any questions here before I proceed to the next topic? Yes, any other questions here? Anything in specific? if you if you don't say no questions, I can't really go forward. I assume there are questions or you did not understand the topic. Do you want me to explain the images again? Actually, are you guys here? You have no questions? Fantastic. So you know HTML before? Okay, and there's another important update I want to tell you guys, that we are starting a WordPress course very soon. So for those guys, I mean, just keep watching. You'll get an email regarding the course, and it will be really fun learning WordPress. So it's far more easier than PHP for those guys who think PHP is harder. Okay, a WordPress course is coming out for you guys, and it's only for 20 days. You will have classes on the weekends too. So in 20 days, we're gonna wrap everything, but the fee is on the higher part. It's a 4K course, but if you go outside, it's nothing less than 10K course. So you can sit at home and start learning, and you'll also get videos of the particular course. Okay, so you know don't miss that opportunity to learn WordPress. And WordPress is the thing which is going on out in the market, at least the Indian market. All right, I stay in Bangalore. I'm from Bangalore. Right, so the next important tag of our discussion is the links. So how do we link actually? Okay, this is the question. How do we link different pages? Okay, so this is pretty easy to. Yeah, now this time the attribute, another attribute is href, and there is another attribute called target, and there is another attribute called id. Right, so these are the three attributes for a is not a, and this is text, link text I call, and yeah, right. So this is the syntax for to place links on the web pages. Right, so I'll just show you guys how links are really used. I mean, you guys have already seen how links really work. Okay, so let me just show you an example here. So where are you from, Rafiq? You're from Bangalore. Oh, fantastic. We can meet sometime. And I'm not sir, I mean you can just call me Sagar, okay, no issues, not I'm your buddy, so you don't have to. So coming to the links here, okay, this is a link, and if I click on students, it is taking me to your students page. Alright, if I click on tutors, it is taking me to a different page. So these are all links. Links are in general used to, you know, navigate from one place to the other place, either in the same domain, the same space, or to a different domain. Like this is a Facebook link. See, it's opening into a different page, and it's a Facebook page. It's not tutorslive.com anymore. And you click on the blog here, it takes me to a different page where the blog is hosted. Yeah, so this is about links. So links are used in general to navigate from one page to other page. So that's where, and links are really important. Without links, you can see it here, no, you can find no web page without links. Trust me on this. So you are supposed to learn about links, and links are not a mystery. They are really easy. After the class is done, go ahead and start practicing everything what I've told in today's live class. Okay, if you're not able to attend the live class, go ahead and check the recorded class, wherein you can find some answers over there too. I mean, just do some practice over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our links here. Alright, so again, this is the part I'm gonna copy. So learn HTML in 5 days underscore links.html. Okay, LHI5D means learn HTML in 5 days. So here this is tutors live HTML links, right? So now here, as I told you guys, yay, href href equal to that, and close it. This is a link. Okay, let's just see. I'm not giving any href. Let's see what really happens if I don't give a href. So I'll go to programs here and click on links. You can see it here. This is a link, right? But when I click on it, it's going nowhere. You know the reason? Do you know the reason why it's not going anywhere? The reason is that I did not specify where to go. So href is the reference location. Where should I go if somebody clicks on this link? Where should I go if somebody clicks on this link? So what I do here is, let's take our program, our first program, this one. Okay, I'll just copy the name of it, and I give it here .html. So I'll say click to go to the first program. Alright, I say click to go to the first program. So let's just see here. I refresh this. Okay, it says click to go to the first program. Alright, so I click on it. It went to the first program. So I have to specify clearly that where should I go when I click on this. That is what the href stands for. Href is a reference location. Where should I really go when somebody clicks on this particular link? You can see here, when I click on it, it's going to that particular program. It's not just in the same page, you can also go to an image too. Okay, so I'll say here, okay, I'll use a br here, br. I'll say click to go to the image. So I'll say href equal to, okay, href equal to images slash me.jpg, okay, image of me. That's something like, well, let's see now here. I refresh this. When I click, you can see it here. It's gone there. Okay, not just files. Not just files in the same folder. I can go anywhere. I'll say click to see the official website of Tutos Live. Okay, so what is the official website of Tutos Live? http www.tutoslive.com. Okay, let's just see now. Let's refresh this. Okay, let me use a BR over there. So here BR, refresh, and now I click on here. Let us see where does it take. Oops, it has taken me to the Tutos Live website, right? So that is the power of links. Links is used to navigate me from one location to the other location on the website, right? So now there's another attribute, right? There is a target attribute, if you guys could see that. So I'll write a paragraph here. So links have a target attribute and its values are underscore blank and underscore self. I'll say are, not and. Okay, so let's just see here if this is coming out there. Yes. So let us see what happens if target equal to blank. Yeah, any question here? My number? Okay, you can find that on the emails I send. You are subscribed to the emails, right? Can you see the emails? Or no issues in that. You can call me at 810-541-6760. Alright, this is my number. You can add me on WhatsApp too. No issues in that. You can WhatsApp me if you do not have time to speak. Okay. So yeah. So coming to the point here. So what happens if I use target equal to underscore blank? So this is a question for you guys. Just observe what happens. You guys already know this, I know. But again, observe this. What happens if I say target equal to underscore blank? So I said target equal to underscore blank for the last link. So click on it. So now what happened? This page is just here. Okay, I close this again. I click this again. So what's happening when I say target equal to underscore blank? When I say target equal to underscore blank, it opens in a new tab. That's it, plain and simple. Target equals to blank. So it's your decision. So for instance, come to Tutos Live website here, and these links have target, no target actually. Okay, but coming to these links here, okay, coming to these links here, they have target equal to underscore blank because they are opening in a new tab, right? They're opening in a new tab. So that's about it. And guys, subscribe to the to the channel we have here, so that you guys will see the videos as soon as I upload over there. Okay, so you will get to know videos as soon as I upload that. So don't wait for the emails from me, because you can really see the entire things here. Okay, so that's about that. And target. So yeah guys, and there's one more thing I would like to show you guys in today's class, and that's it, will be done. Okay, so there is one more important attribute for this. So I would like to download the first HTML file. So I'll say click to download the first program. Alright, so here in download href equal to, so the first program is lh first.html, right? So the first program is that. So I can also one more attribute called download. So if I give download, equal to first program. So I said download equal to first program. So what does it mean? What does it mean means, okay, I'm gonna give it here again. So download will download the file as soon as I click, and the attribute value is will be the name of the file. Okay, so actual name is this, but when I download, let's see what name do I really get over there. So where is the program here? This is the program here. Okay, let me just use a BR here. So this is the problem with this. So this will be overcome tomorrow. In tomorrow's class, we'll see the lists. So how to overcome these. So I click on download now. You guys just see here. Okay, so I'm gonna close this too. Just watch this space. Oops, it still gives the same name, but it's downloading. But it has to change that. Now change the program name. So let me just give a different name here. Can refresh. Okay, maybe the underscore, maybe that's a problem there. But yeah, I mean sometimes it all depends upon the browser's attribute. Maybe sometimes you try in your browsers. Let's see what you really get out there. So yeah, that will make me download the file. So that's a very good feature. Again, I can use images also. You can see here. Okay, I'll say download the pic of mine at href equal to images slash kick.gif download equal to me. Here you can download images too, so I'll show you. So I'll refresh. Okay, click here, I open this, it has been downloaded, and this is the image. Yeah, so that's about the image links. Okay, so yeah, we have discussed fairly good amount of it. So tomorrow's class, don't miss tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class is about 3 topics. Okay, one is a continuation topic of today's class. So or okay, I'll just okay, I don't want to crunch your time. So tomorrow's topic is lists, tables and entities. So very important class, don't miss that class. And please, after the class, don't close your browsers. You will be redirected to a feedback page. Please do leave a feedback as soon as the class is finished. That may help us. Okay, so this class will be recorded. I mean, this class is being recorded, and you will find the recording as soon as it's been processed. Okay, so just keep waiting for the emails. Any questions, join our Facebook group. You can tweet, you can follow us on the G Plus page. No issues in that. So keep in touch. Have a great day today. And yeah, bye bye. See you tomorrow. Alright. Just do not forget to share this page on your Facebook and to leave a feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.